Hi, this is Jim Lang. This is the third in a series of videos regarding the best estate plan for married couples, particularly those with traditional families, what I call the Leave It to Beaver family. Original husband, original wife, same kids, same grandkids. By the way, that is my family, not at the grandchild stage yet, but original husband and original wife and the same daughter. So, but I'm going to assume that you have all three of these components. That is, you have your spouse, your children, and your grandchildren. And you are trying to decide what is the best estate plan for your family. And what I'm going to suggest to you, and we're going to get, I already went into the background of quantitatively about what happens to your IRA when you die, and actually before you die, after you die, for your kids, your grandkids, and even did the Roth IRA. That was in video number 2. So this video, what I'm really going to concentrate on is what are some of the best solutions and why I'm going to be recommending this estate plan, very flexible estate plan that I call Lange Cascading Beneficiary Plan. Now again, I've been doing this plan since the mid-90s for a lot of clients, and it has worked out exceedingly well in practice, particularly for those that I call the Leave It to Beaver couples. And I also did a series before, and I said what to do now to protect your family from the death of the stretch IRA. And the first thing to do is flexible estate planning. Then we got into Roth IRA conversions and gifting programs, etc., etc. But the first thing was make sure that you have a flexible estate plan. So let's take a look, and with the background of video 2 in mind, what is, let's say, the biggest issue with estate planning for people who have, let's say, the original Leave It to Beaver family. The biggest problem that we have is that we don't know what is going to happen. We don't know when we're going to die. We don't know how much money we're going to have when we die. We don't know what the needs of the survivor are going to be. We don't know the needs of the children and the grandchildren. We don't know what the tax laws are going to be. I don't know what the tax laws are going to be next year, either in terms of the rate or whether we're going to be able to stretch the IRA or whether the inherited IRA is going to be accelerated and taxed in 5 years. And the tax treatment will often make an enormous difference of who we want to leave the money to. The other thing that I'm going to mention for this plan to really work well is you have to trust your spouse. So in the real world, and anybody watching this who has actually come to our firm for estate planning, they will tell you, I look the husband right in the eye, you know, Joe, do you trust Mary? By the way, I don't always get a yes. Then, well, let's assume I do. Sometimes there's a joke, but let's assume I do. Then I look to Mary. Mary, do you trust Joe? Again, I usually get a yes. That's really critical because this type of estate plan counts on you trusting your spouse, because what we're going to end up doing is giving your spouse a lot of power to make decisions after you die, including decisions that you might not otherwise make, like leaving everything to the gardener. So we're going to really have to trust our spouse, but if we do, what I think is going to happen is this very, very flexible estate plan that, and by the way, if you Google it in the literature, it's called Cascading Beneficiary Plan. And if you go to Google and you type in Cascading Beneficiary Plan, there'll be hundreds of thousands of entries, and at least the first couple hundred of them, probably 9 out of 10, in some way or another point to me or an article I wrote or a comment I made or something like that. This is has been my signature issue again. Well, I've been doing it since the mid-90s, but first published in 1998 in the Tax Advisor, which is actually a peer-reviewed journal for the CPAs. But anyway, this type of plan I think will serve very, very well those who have traditional traditional families I call it the Leave It to Beaver family, and it is known as and it's been around a long time, called the Cascading Beneficiary Plan. But that is because the snooty peer review journals, and even the journals like the Wall Street Journal, where it has appeared multiple times associated with me, but the Wall Street Journal nor these snooty peer review journals were willing to call it what I wanted to call it, which is Lange's Cascading Beneficiary Plan. So it works best just because of these great uncertainties that I've mentioned. Who will die first, how much money is there going to be, what the tax laws are, etc. So in our next video, I'm going to talk about the likely choices of beneficiaries and how this thing should best be set up. But I think it's really critical to get this right, and it has never been more critical than now when we are in the shadow of the death of the Stretch IRA. Thank you.